Yes, good afternoon to all of you. In today's class, we will see the heart of the Java language, structure of Java program. Okay, so structure of Java program means it's a standard format which was given by Java language developers. Java language developer. So this standard format we have to use in order to write any kind of Java program. Okay, fine. So what is that structure? Let me explain. The first line of every Java program must be package details. Package details, meaning that if you are going to use any kind of packages in your program, then you have to write the package statements. And then you have to use the statement, import statement. Import statement. So in C language, there is one particular format. That particular format is first header files. Header files, right? So header files means one example I can write like hash include stdio.h. So hash means it's a kind of preprocessor, preprocessor, and include is a kind of directory. Is a kind of directory, right? stdio.h, it contains all the various kind of methods and various kind of things. Meaning that what is the use of hash include stdio.h? If you want to use any kind of predefined methods which are given by the C language developer, then we are going to use that corresponding header files in our C program. Similarly, if you want to use any kind of predefined functions, predefined methods, or predefined classes, or predefined interfaces, then we must and should have to import those predefined methods or classes interfaces in our Java program. So how to import? We have to specify in which location. We have to specify in which location they are resided. They are resided. We have to specify. That defines import statement. So import statement is used for if you in your program, if you want to use any kind of predefined class or predefined interface in our Java program, then it is the responsibility of us to specify in which location, or we can say that in which package these are those corresponding classes and interfaces present in the present. Okay now, otherwise we will get a compile time error. Like for example simple చెప్పాలంటే something like for example in C language we will have a method called clear screen method. Without defining hash include console input output .h file header file, if you are trying to use clear screen method, then you will get an error. You will get an error. Okay now, so that is the reason you have to specify the location where the clear screen method is implemented by the C language developer. Where that clear screen method is implemented by the C language developer, that is implemented in the header file conio.h header file. Meaning that if you want to use any kind of predefined things, those are all you need to use. So in order to use, you have to specify its corresponding location where they have resided. Like in the last class we have seen system.out.println. System.out.println. Println is a method which was given by Java developers. So to access this println method, we have to specify the exact way to access, right? So similarly, if you want to use any kind of predefined method, then you have to write import statement, meaning that it is similar to hash include only. Okay, so in C language, the default header file is hash include html.h. In Java language, the default header file is import, small only, import java.long.start. Okay, so what is the meaning of this one? Import keyword defines I need to import all the files which are resided in a folder called Java folder. In that there is a folder subfolder that is lang folder. In that whatever the files are there, or whatever the classes are there, or whatever the methods are there, those I need to use in our Java program. That is the meaning of import statement. Okay, among all these, if you want to use a single particular class or single particular interface, you can specify exact name. If you don't know exactly which kind of method you are going to use, then you can specify it as a star. Okay, so this package, we'll call it as default package of Java. Okay, now, fine. And then, so first one is package details. If you are using packages, you have to write package details. If you are going to use any kind of predefined methods or classes or interfaces, then you must and should have to define where they are located. So for that, we have used the import keyword followed by location names. And then, you know, without writing a class, without writing a class, Java program doesn't exist. Whereas coming to in C++, we can write a C++ program without writing class also. Without writing class also. This is what I have defined at the starting of the classes concept. Okay, fine. So every Java program must and should start with a concept of class. So class followed by class name. So what are the rules for class name? So what are the rules I have defined there? Those are all various kind of rules you have to use. Followed by, and you know, class is a collection of data members. Data members, and these data members can be either instance data members or it can be a static data members, and also various kind of methods. Those methods can be an instance methods or a static method or a static method. Okay, fine. So here I will have a question, guys. Please respond. How many classes? How many classes can I write? Can I write in a single source file? In a single Java program. In a single Java program. Can anybody answer? Is it limited to only one, or we can write multiple classes, or what? If you write multiple classes, what are the various kind of things? Not limited to one. Yes, very good. Not limited to one. I mean, we can write more than one class in a single Java program. So the structure is, so this is one class, and there is one more class name, and so on. Class name. I mean, again, it contains the data members and a method, data members and a method, data members and a method. Okay, fine. So before going to complete this structure, let me have one explanation. See, guys, here I have written one class A. class A, class B, class C, and class D, class D. Okay, fine. So here, uh, right, it is a single Java program. So according to your statement only, according to your statement, not according to your statement. So we can write multiple classes in a single Java program. Okay. So whenever you write a C program, you are going to save that C program with extension .java. So here what you need to do, you need to save it an extension with an extension .java. .java. So .java. So through which name, through which name I can save this file? I can save this file. Can anybody answer? Through class name. Okay, but here the question is, we are having multiple classes. See, it's a single Java program. Here we have multiple classes, but whether I want to save with a.java or whether I want to save with b.java or whether I want to save with c.java or d.java. Okay, now so as we are having multiple classes, we can save a Java program with any class name. I mean, we can save it a.java or we can save it b.java or we can save it c.java or we can save it d.java. Okay, now fine. Yes, I can save. Or I can save it some other name jk.java also. Some other name jk.java also. So these are the various kind of possibilities that we can do while saving a file with an extension .java. Okay, fine. So as you know, this .java file I am going to compile. I am going to compile. So you are going to get what kind of files? You are going to get dot class files. You are going to get dot class files. What are those dot class files? For every class, there will get, you will get multiple, for every class will get a class file. I mean, irrespective of type you are going to save, whether a dot or b dot or c dot or d dot or j dot, jk dot, you will get separate class files for each and every class. So you will get a dot class file, b dot class file, c dot class file, d dot class file. Suppose, don't get confused. Suppose I have saved this code with an extension jk.java. Now I have compiled this program. Then what are the various kind of classes we will get? A dot class, b dot class, c dot class, and d dot class. Can we get jk dot class? No, because there is no class with a name jk. There is no class with the name jk. So jk dot class you won't get. So I hope you understood up to here. Okay, fine. Next, I am going to compile. Through JIT, I am going to compile. So how we are going to compile, ma? See, there is a one command, javac command. Javac command, javac space, javac space, Java source program. I mean, file name dot Java. File name data. I mean, javac is a kind of command which was given by Java developer used for to compile the Java program. To compile Java program. So then, how we are going to compile here? As I have said with jk.java, I am going to save like javac space jk.java. Once I compiled, you are going to get this many class files. This you won't get this many class files. Then next step is you are going to run. You are going to run. When you are going to run, there is a command. The command is Java command. Java command. Okay, this is also given by whom? This is also given by Java developers, and this command is used for to execute the class files. To execute the class files or to execute a program, we can simply say. Yes. What is syntax? Java space source program name. Java space source program name. Now, as I have written, I am saying that Java space C to compile Java C space file name dot Java to run Java space file name. This is for compiling and this is for run. Yes. Now tell me, if I am writing, what is the file name? Java space A. Can I write? Can I write or not? So this file name is a class name. I will rectify one mistake here. We can run a Java program through file name. We can compile a Java program through file name, but we can run a Java program through class name. Important one. We can compile a Java program through what we call through program name. We can run a Java program through class name. Excuse me. Yes. So Java space class name. So Java space A, I can write. Java space B, I can write. Java space C, I can write. Java space D, I can write. Java space, can I write JK? No, because JK.class is not there. Then this is not possible. This is not possible. Okay, fine. Coming to C language, from which method it is going to execute? It is going to execute from the main method. It is going to execute from the main method. This main method, we will call it as a program driver. We'll call it as program driver. So what is program driver? From where the program is going to start its execution. From where the program is going to start its execution. Similarly, in Java also, we require one program driver. I mean, after running Java space A, I mean, I have run Java space A. So if this want to execute, what it require? It requires a program driver. Java space B, what it requires? It requires a program driver. Java space C, it requires a program driver. Java space D, it requires a program driver. I mean, so I'm trying to run A class file. I'm trying to run B class file. I'm trying to run C class file. I'm trying to run D class file. So for any class, it didn't having any kind of program driver. So if it exists a program driver, then only it will execute. So what is that program driver? That program driver is, there is a one particular syntax. Program driver is first main method. You know, in C language also, we'll have a main method. So program driver is going to, I mean, every Java program is going to start executing from the program driver. So which one we are calling as program driver? It should be a main method, and it has to accept array of objects of string class. Array of objects of string class. Guys, don't get confused. Why it is always accepting array of string objects of string class means I will explain later. So it is going to start executing from main method, and it must and should have to accept array of objects of string class. And so what is the syntax of writing a method? Method యొక్క syntax ఏంటమ్మా? Method name, return type, and అంతేనా? Method name, return type. Then if it is an instant method, we won't write anything. If it is a static method, we will write static, and we are going to specify access modifier. This is what we have seen. Okay na? So the main method of Java is not returning anything. Main method of Java is not returning anything. That is the reason we are going to write here void. We are going to return void. And also the main method of Java is static. Why you have written void? Main method of Java is not returning any data. And why we are written here as static? Because there are multiple explanations there. One explanation is because, see, as it is a main method, I will call that corresponding class with respect to a Java space class name. Once I call it corresponding with the class name, then JVM will interfere, and it will check for JVM will interfere, and it will check for where main method is. If it is a non-static method, then what you have to do? If it is a non-static method, the JVM has to create object for this main method. JVM has to create object for main method for every time. So instead of creating object for the main method every time, why can't it access through the corresponding class name A, or why can't it access through the corresponding class name B, or why can't we access through the corresponding class C, or why can't we access the corresponding class D? I mean, if this main method is existing in A class, then it will call with respect to class A dot main. If main method is existing in B class, then we call it with respect to B dot main. If C dot main, if D dot main. If we didn't mention static, then we have to create an object. So after creating an object, we have to again execute. So instead of going that process, we can simply call it with respect to a class name. That can be done directly by the JVM. So that is the reason they have mentioned it as static. And this method access specifier is public. Because the main method of Java have to be accessed by every programmer, not only you, or not only me, not only your friend. It has to be accessed by anyone from anywhere. So that is the reason we are going to specify it as public. So what is the syntax of program driver in Java? The program driver syntax in Java is public, static, void, main, string, aux. It is a method. We are going to write something. Okay, this is the corresponding method. Okay, fine. So can we write this? Can we write methods in Java? Outside the class? Can anybody answer? Can we write methods in Java outside the class? No. Very good, Revati. No. So obviously, answer is no. Answer is no. So that is the reason. That is the reason we have to specify this method in any one of the class. We have to specify this method in any one of the class. So above, for example, class A, data members I have written, and some methods I have written, and then I have written PS VM and రాస్తాం ఎప్పుడు కూడా string aux. String aux. That's it. So always we are going to write the program driver inside any class. ఈ క్లాస్ ఏ క్లాస్ లో రాయాలని రూల్ ఏం లేదు, బి క్లాస్ లో రాయాలని రూల్ ఏం లేదు, సి క్లాస్ లో రాయాలని లేదు, డి క్లాస్ లో రాయాలని లేదు. We can write at anywhere depending upon our logic. Depending upon our logic. Okay, now fine. So now tell me, here I have written public static void main string aux, public static void main string aux, public static void main string aux. Here I didn't mention any kind of program driver. I didn't mention any kind of program driver. See what I did here up to now. I have saved with a file jk.java. I have saved with a file jk.java. Then once I compiled, I got 4 class files a dot, b dot, c dot, and d dot, and I won't get any kind of jk.class file because jk class file is not there here. Yes. Then through the command of Java, I am going to run. I'm going to run. So Java space A. Java space A. See, so from where the Java program is going to execute? Once I have written Java space A, it is going to call JVM. JVM will search for what? JVM will search for program driver. JVM will search for program driver. If this program driver is present inside the class A, then it is going to execute perfectly. It is going to execute perfectly. Yes, right? It contains a program driver. Yes, it is going to execute perfectly. Next, Java space B. It is going to call what? JVM. JVM will call what? Program driver. It contains a program driver, so that is going to execute. Java space C. It is going to call JVM. JVM will call program driver. It contains public static void main string arg, so it is also going to execute. So it's going to execute. Now tell me, Java space D. It is going to call what? JVM. JVM will call what? Program driver. Program driver. Really, here the program driver exists? Is the program driver exist? No. There is no program driver exist. Then you will get what? You will get runtime exception. You will get runtime exception. What is that runtime exception? No such method main exist. No such method main exist. What you are going to get here? Java space JK. Here also will get runtime exception. Here also will get runtime exception. But that runtime exception is JK class is there? No. So then what it is going to produce? It is going to produce no class definition found. I mean, JK class definition is not found in this Java program. It is going to show error. If you write a class and if you are trying to compile that class, if that class is not having a main method, then you will get no such method. You will get runtime exception. Now tell me, what is the correct procedure to save a file name? What is the correct procedure to save a file name? So we should not save a file name with, see guys, sorry, we can save a file name with any name with Java, but we should not compile that with the program name. So that is the reason it is not preferable. It is not preferable. And why d.java is not preferable? Because d.java doesn't contain any kind of main method. So if you don't want to confuse so, and what about this one? I can say with a.java or b.java or c.java because it contains a main method, it contains a main method. We can say with anyone. So simply, so simple what I can say that is save a program with class name dot java dot class name dot java for the class which exists main method main method. See guys, so for example ఇక్కడ b dot ఇక్కడ public static void main లేదు అనుకోండి, మళ్ళీ ఏమవుతుందా, you will get once again an error. So that is the reason I am saying that need to save a Java program with a class if that class contains program driver. So how can I save this file? I can save with a dot java, so that simply I can compile java c space a dot java How can I compile? Java space a. That's it. So it will go to the JVM call program driver which is present inside a. That is going, if it exists, it is going to compile. It is going to execute. So this is the way you need to write a Java program. So for example, let me write a simple Java program. I am writing like class first public static void main string aux, and I have already defined, right? What is system.out.println? I have defined system.out.println of hello world, right? Prati language lo first raside kadma hello world. So through which name I need to save this one? I need to save with first.java, meaning that if a class is having main method, then I need to save that Java program with main method. Okay, now fine. So so this is what all about the structure of Java. So tell me here. So here we'll have multiple classes. And we have to write the main method in a single class. Public static void main, string aux, and a method. That's it. Sir, can we write in multiple classes? Yes, we can write in multiple classes. There is no problem. But from which location is going to start execution? From where we are going to run the program, through that class only it will start its execution. Okay, fine. Sir, can Java supports multiple main methods or not? Answer is yes. Yes, Java supports multiple main methods in a single Java program through the concept of overloading. It's not overriding, overloading. Overloading concept dwara it can support. Okay, how? Let me write. I'm going to write a simple class file. I will write class sample public static void main of int x. Excuse me. System.out.println of. So you know what is the meaning of system.out.println, right? So I am trying to print it as int only. Next I have written one more method, public static void main string excuse me aux. I'm going to write system.out.println of strings excuse me, and I'm going to write something like main of 10. Then I'm going to write public static void main I'm going to write here main of 10.2 void main float y system dot out dot println of float. Guys, observe this program clearly. And I'm going to write once again public static void main system dot out dot println of no parameters. Close the program. Guys, what is the output? Tell me. Can anybody see? First, I'm going to compile the program. Is there any errors? No. Sorry. Java C space sample dot Java. Sample dot Java, because I have only one class, so I don't get any confusion. So Java C space sample dot Java. Yes, sample dot class file will be generated. Then I am going to compile Java space. Excuse me. Sorry. Java space sample. Tell me whether first method, second method, third method, or fourth method. Which one will export? 1, 2, 3, 4. First, okay. String int float. Very good, Satya. Satya, I think Satya is correct. Okay, na? Fine. So how once I call this, once I run a program, it is going to call JVM. JVM will call corresponding class sample, and it will look for a program driver. One minute. And it look for a program driver. Program driver, right? So what is program driver? Program driver means it must and should have the syntax public static void main string args. Compulsory it has to accept array of objects of string class, then only it will assume that it is a main driver. For example, there is no second method, then you will get an error. You will get an error. What is that error? What is that error? No such method exists error. No such method exists error. Okay, now fine. Suppose for example, it is there. It is there. Then it is going to start executing from. It is going to start executing from main method, and it is going to print first strings and print out them. Then it is going to call main of 10. Main of 10. Is this calling is correct or incorrect? Tell me, is this calling is correct or incorrect? It is correct because it is a static method, and this is also a static method, and a single class within the class we can call as they are same, we can call directly. So main of 10. Main of 10 is what? 10 is an integer, so it will call for integer parameter type of method. So then it is going to print int. Then it is going to call main of 10.2. Main of 10.2. Guys, now tell me. Now what is the output? So ఇక్కడ ఉన్న present cursor, what is the output? Will you get an error or will you get answer? Will you get float answer or will you get an error? Correct, amma, Satya. Error. Very good. Error. Why error? Because even though they are within the class, this method is what? Static method, and this is instant method. So static method has to call instant method with respect to an object. With respect to object. So for example, I have written here it as static. So I can call static method with a static method directly. So there is no problem. So 10.2 you'll get here the answer is float. And Is it calling this one anyone? No. So the answer is string int float. Int float. So with this example, can we conclude that we can have multiple main methods in Java, but it is going to start executing from only the method which is having the parameters of type array of objects of string class. Array of objects of string class. Yes. So this is the overload method. Overload method అంటే ఏంటమ్మా? Same method name, but the order of parameters may change. So that is the example for whether it supports multiple main methods or not. Yes. See here, I have explained this one in such a way that string aux of. I can write like this also. String, don't get textbook lover ఉంటుంది. String aux. Aux అనేది ఏంటమ్మా? It's a kind of variable, array variable. So this variable can be anything. నా పేరు కూడా రాసుకోవచ్చమ్మా. String jk, or I can write string Durga, or I can write string Satya. These people are responding very frequently. That is why I have written string Satya. Like this you can write, meaning that this is a variable name, array name. We can write array name as anything, but so in so many textbooks they have written like aux. So in exam it is not compulsory to write like aux only. Aux means argument. That's it. That can be a array name. So that array name we can write as anything. But try to remember, it should have to accept array of objects of string class. Okay, now fine. Now tell me, guys, I have written some program like something like I'm going to write class mul int a comma b comma c class, like I can write like demo multiplication. I'm going to write public static void main string k of and rasan. Is there any problem? No problem. Then I need to perform some kind of multiplication over the numbers. So ABC with some kind of operation perform చేయాలంటే first it is a static method and this is a normal class. So how I'm going to create? చూడమ్మా. So inside the class వీటిని యాక్సెస్ చేయాలి. వీటిని యాక్సెస్ చేయాలంటే ఎలా యాక్సెస్ చేయాలి? These are all instant methods. 1 minute అమ్మా. హలో, చెప్పు స్వామి. లేదు, క్లాస్లో ఉన్నా. అర్జెంట్ అయితే చెప్పు, లేదంటే మళ్ళీ సరే చేస్తాను మళ్ళా. ఓకే, మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను. రైట్. ఓకేనమ్మా. ఎస్, డెమో మల్టిప్లికేషన్ is something like I have written like this. Then if you want to access these variables, I need to create an object, right? How to create an object? Mul m equal to new mul I have written. Then to access this one with respect to object, I can access m dot a equal to 5, m dot b equal to 6, then m dot c equal to m dot a into m dot b. Can I write like this or not? Then system dot out dot println of m dot c I can write. I can write or not? Yes. So in this representation, what you observe? Here, what you read? So how to save this? Like, can anybody tell? Like, what is the saving name of the program? Program name చేయాలమ్మా. డెమో మొత్తం సేవ్ చేయాలి. వెరీ గుడ్. ఎందుకు? దీంట్లోనే మెయిన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ డ్రైవర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి we need to save that. So demo mul dot java I need to save. Yes, very good. ఇంతవరకు బాగానే ఉంది. Yes, sir. How many classes I need to write in the Java program? We can write multiple classes. We can write multiple classes. You will get a question, sir. Instead of writing like this extra class, sir, can I write like instead of writing all these things, I can write like int a comma b comma c, and I can go for a equal to 5, b equal to 6, c equal to a into b. Can I write like this or not? Yes, you will get a question like this. So with this one, you will have only single class and you will get the answer. Yes, as it is small program, it is enough for you to write like this. But in industry, you will have large lines of code. You will have large lines of code. Then at the time, you need to create multiple classes. You need to create multiple classes. So in these multiple classes, what I need to write? In particular classes, in one kind of classes, we need to write the logic. We need to write logic. In other classes, we need to write execution logic. I mean, what I am saying is, any problem? What I am saying is, instead of writing like this, try to like write in the form of multiple classes. So ఇలా సింగిల్ క్లాస్ రాయకుండా ఫస్ట్ రాసాను కదా అలా మల్టిపుల్ క్లాస్ రాయమని చెప్తారు. సో మల్టిపుల్ క్లాస్ రాసినప్పుడు ఎలా రాయొచ్చు? వీ కెన్ రైట్ లైక్ దిస్ క్లాస్ మల్ I am writing like int a comma b comma c void aside a equal to 5, b equal to 6, void multiply c equal to a into b, void display system dot out dot println of c. And I'm going to write class demo multiplication. I will write public static void main string aux of parameter. Then so guys, tell me, if I write like this, so this is an instant method. How to call instant method? We have to create an object for this. So I'm going to write like mul m equal to new mul method. If I write m dot display, what is the answer? Tell me what is the answer you will get. So for example, I have saved it with demo mul dot java only. Yes, what is the answer? You will get a garbage value. Because once I call this display function, c value garbage value means this method, assign method, multiply method, these methods are not executed. So we have here only garbage values. See, observe here one thing. What I am saying is, this is a normal way I have written, and the later stages what I did, I have divided this program. Whatever the program I have written, I mean, this is a kind of logic. That logic I have written in somewhere in a single class, and the execution logic, the order in which it has to execute, that I have written in another class. So I will write here one more way. I am going to write m dot assign method, m dot multiply method, m dot display method. For this order execution logic, we will get one answer. For example, I am written like m dot display, m dot assign, and m dot multiply. For this order, you will get one answer. Am I right or not? So this is what who are defining? This is defined by the programmer. Meaning that what is this order? This is the order given by the programmer. So in this order only the corresponding classes need to execute. So as we are specifying, this is the order. In this order it only execute. This one we can call it as execution logic. We call it as execution logic. Okay, now. And what about business logic? Business logic means where we'll write the complete logic. Logic ఎక్కడైతే రాస్తాం అట్లా ఏంటంటామా బిజినెస్ లాజిక్ అంట. Like what is the problem here? What is the problem here? For example, if you want to modify 5 to 7 and 6 to 9, we have to go for the program and we need to modify the program manually. What is the problem here? Here also the problem, if I want to modify 5 to 7 and b to 9, 6 to 9, we have to go for the internally program to the program internally, and then we have to modify. But in real time, is it possible for a normal user to go in the program and modify it? No, it is not possible. I hope you are understanding. It is not possible. So that is the reason we are going to accept the input dynamically. We are going to accept input dynamically. Okay, now. So if you accept input dynamically, then we don't need to go for program internal code of the program, but you can directly modify from the outside. Okay, now. So I mean, what I am saying is, whatever the source code that you are writing, that source code should be collection of classes, and in one class we have to write execution logic where main method is there, and all the remaining classes only business logic will execute. In execution logic, the order of execution of the flow of the program we are going to define. In business logic, we are going to define only the logic. Okay, now how we are going to accept the input dynamically? You can accept the input dynamically through command prompt CMD, or you can accept it through keyboard, etc. We'll have various kind of methods are there. We can accept it through XML also, XML, or we'll have like a resource bundle file is there. Through that also we can access resource bundle file also. Through this also we can access. So to overcome this problem, we are moving for this one. See, where I started, we have written a program in a single class. What is the problem there? Because, see guys, why I have written it in the form of a methods? Have you got any question? Because if I write in the form of method, we can reuse at different locations. We can reuse at different locations. But if you didn't use the methods, then what you have to do? You have to again write that code entirely. Instead of that, if you want to use that same code again and again, we can go for methods. So what I can conclude is, in a single Java program, we can have multiple classes. Among all these multiple classes, we can divide like n-1 classes are belongs to business classes, and the another type of classes are belongs to execution class. Meaning that here I am going to define the program driver. And also I am going to define order of execution of program. Okay, now fine. So this is a single Java program. So it contains multiple classes, business classes and execution classes, and this one. Now tell me, so this single Java program, I need to save with which name? I need to save with execution class name dot Java. Am I right or not? I need to save with execution class name dot Java, because if you're trying to save with execution instead of execution logic dot execution class dot Java, then what will happen? Because if you try to save with business logic classes, then there is no program driver. First thing, there is no program driver. You will get an error. That is the reason you should not save with business classes. You have to save with execution class dot Java. Then you will have a program driver. Okay, now I hope you understood clearly.